Bachelors. I believe this is episode 4. And, hey, we're running out of bachelors. So, we got a guest chef. You're going to love it. Come on in. This is Dawn Marie St. Marie. And she's going to make her stir fry. You're going to love it.
First, we're going to heat the pan before we put the olive oil. You want to wait till the pan is hot. You can feel the heat up here before you put your oil in. Then you want to give your oil a little time to heat before you put in the meat. While the pan is heating, we're going to put some cornstarch, a couple tablespoons on our meat. We'll make that 3. I have about 1.5 pounds, close to 2 pounds of meat here. We're just going to rub the meat around in the cornstarch. This will tenderize the meat and also thicken your sauce at the end. We're going to put a couple tablespoons of olive oil in here. Before we put the meat in, we're going to saute our chopped onions and finely chopped garlic. I use 2 cloves of garlic and 1 small onion. Now you can alter this recipe at any time to your taste. You got a date and you don't like a lot of onions, but you got to have the onion in there for the flavor. You want to saute these for a few minutes until they just start to get a little clear. That means they're cooking. We're going to show you 2 different variations of this dish. One's a little spicier and it has mushrooms. Some of you might not like that, so we're going to start in 1 pan, 1 skillet. If you have company, you definitely need more than 1 pound of meat. Most bachelors are hungry. Now we're going to add the meat. I'm going to use my hand today. Just remember to wash your hands regularly while you're dealing with raw meat. While I'm cooking and browning the meat here, I'll give you can make this with chicken or beef. If you're just making it for yourself, you only need 1 pound or less of meat, but you'll still want the onions and the garlic the same. The fresh garlic will really impress the females that you even knew what it was or how to use it. Even if they don't know how, when they taste it, they will appreciate it. Alright, the meat's almost brown now, and I'm going to put in a few pieces of pepper because I like the flavor to get cooked in. I have some green pepper here cut up. We're going to add the rest at the end so you'll be fresh and crisp when you serve it. We want a few in the beginning to add flavor. And you just stir that in with your meat. You want to do that. Oh, next we're going to add the soy sauce. For 1.5 to 2 pounds of meat, you're going to want to add approximately 1/2 cup of soy sauce. Of course, unless you like it more salty, then you add more. You just kind of want to cover it, get a little simmering on the bottom there, but you don't want to bury it in soy. The smell will already start getting to you. It smells very good. Now next we're going to add the fresh ginger. You're going to need a paring knife. This is our ginger. It comes in a big piece. But at the grocery store, they expect you to break off a piece. It's not very expensive because you don't get very much. You don't need very much to make a dinner. You want to cut off anything that looks dry. Then you're going to peel it. Kind of like a potato, but you want all the green to come off. This one's really fresh. That's why it's still green. Sometimes they won't have the green, but you want as fresh as possible. If the inside is not yellow or kind of a beige color, if it's too pinky, it's not fresh. You want to leave yourself a little skin at the end, just kind of like a nub to hold on to and peel it. Don't ever take the dry looking one, that's not right. Now I got a grater, you want a fine grater. They do actually make ginger graters, but this is cooking for bachelors, so we're using what we have in the house. And again, this is going to be to your taste. I like a lot of fresh ginger. And if it's fresh, it's going to be very tasty and aromatic. You want to turn your skillet down now. Ginger is a root, and it will look funny like that. You want to get most of the outside, and then when you get down to the end, you'll have these hairy looking things sticking out. Well, you just want to squeeze those and get the juice out. Make sure you smack the grater like that, both sides, to get the extra off, and you can squeeze some juice out. Then you just want to stir it thoroughly through the meat. Because of the cornstarch, the broth is starting to thicken, so we're going to add some pork broth that I had from earlier. I cut the fat and the bones away and make a broth. This is about a cup. You want a little bit of a gravy because you're going to put it over rice. Alright, we just put our broth in our meat and we're going to let that simmer a little while. Meanwhile, you got the water boiling for your rice. Since you're bachelors or maybe cooking for just yourself, we're going to use the boil and bag rice. Once your water is boiling, you put it in 5 minutes, it's done. We're going to make 2 because we had lots of tasters here today. You can get the bag of rice at any grocery store. Uncle Ben's, Minute Rice, doesn't matter. While this is starting to simmer, we're going to get out our frozen vegetables. I like to use this bird's eye, steam fresh. You just stick it in the microwave, cook it for 3-4 minutes, depending on how strong your microwave is, and then you can add that at the end. If you have a date coming over and you're making this for her, she will surely enjoy the ginger part and that you knew how to use it. And then you want to use 2 bags. But you want to put it in at the end, and your peppers, so that just before they're coming over, so they'll be crisp and fresh. Alright, get our veggies in the microwave. Notice that the sauce or the broth is already starting to thicken because of the cornstarch on your meat ahead of time. You can make it as thin as you want, depending on how much you like to put it over top of your rice. Then we're going to add the rest of these peppers. So we only got 5 minutes till the rice is done. We're going to separate this into another pan. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil in here and put in the hot peppers. You're eating this. This is so it gives a little zest. Several of my friends like their food zesty, spicy. So we're going to heat up these peppers. When they get ready, we're just going to put some meat and some mushrooms over there. Actually, we can add the mushrooms right now.